Brace yourself, financial literacy incoming. In the last video, we saw that you can't really say how much interest is due if you only know the principal, the interest rate, and the duration. A number of additional factors are needed. We'll introduce the most important ones in this video. It starts with whether the interest is simple or compounding. With simple interest, the interest is a share of the original principal and isn't recalculated after that. With compounding interest, the interest is added or subtracted from the principal over time, meaning that the interest, not the interest rate, is periodically recalculated so it becomes greater or smaller. In situations in which compounding interest accumulates, this means that additional interest is charged on top of the interest that has already built up. Because this can lead to quite massive returns if the duration is long, the personal finance crowd is obsessed with this, but this is a topic for another video. For now, remember that the distinction between simple and compounding interest has huge consequences. The next thing is how often the interest is charged or calculated. This is known as the payment frequency and the compounding frequency. The payment frequency is how often interest is actually paid or returned. With simple interest, at least in principle, the payment frequency does not affect the overall amount of interest if the duration of the loan stays the same, which implies that the payment rate also stays the same. With compounding interest, the payment frequency can affect the total amount of interest, even while keeping the payment rate the same. This can happen because of the compounding frequency, which is the frequency with which the interest earned is added or subtracted from the principal to generate its own interest until the next compounding date. As the name suggests, the compounding frequency only exists in compounding interest. Both frequencies are often different from 1 year and therefore don't necessarily match the way the interest rate is expressed. So, while the interest rate generally, or nominally as it's called in finance, reflects what is due in 1 year, the actual payments or applications of interest can occur with a different frequency, such as per week, per month, or per quarter. Finally, to figure out the total amount of interest, we need to know what kind of loan or investment we're looking at. The two broad categories are arrangements that require lump sum repayment of the principal, often called bullet loans or balloon loans, and ones in which the principal is repaid in a piecemeal way in scheduled payments called installments. There are different ways to set the installments, so the overall level of interest in installment debt depends on the details of the credit agreement. Normally the repayments are in equal amounts per month, which is called equated monthly installments, EMI. Again, there are different methods to structure this. While this sounds like a technicality, it does affect most of us quite significantly. That's because most kinds of personal debt tend to be installment loans, such as mortgages on houses, car finance, and also consumer credit. As you can see, we've opened a real can of worms here, and what we've discussed are only the major factors. There are other things such as fees, day count conventions, and also taxes that we've ignored completely, but you can take care of them once you've understood the principles. The consequence of all of this is that most people don't really understand how much interest they're paying and why, and struggle to make sense of the terms of the credit agreements they sign. This is obviously a problem. To help you understand better how interest works, I'll provide a short worked example in the next video. Link in the description. This educational clip has dealt with financial topics. Please note that none of the information presented in this video is financial advice.